1. Hello! Welcome to Show the Week Live. Hi.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry we're late.
Didn't happen.
Sorry we're
Hello.
late. Yes.
It's fine.
It's okay.
I'm sure.
They're
nice. They understand.
Yeah, they do. They understand that technology occasionally likes to just crash for no reason. And that the internet's weird sometimes.
Like in Westworld.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I should be thankful that OBS hasn't hunted me down and tried to shoot me. So.
Really, what you're doing is you're presenting important themes.
Yes. Yes, indeed. How is everyone?
Welcome everyone to Show of the Week.
Yes.
So we're coming in hotter than usual, Ethan.
We certainly are. Yeah.
What's happening in Show of the Week this week?
Well, we've got Space Engineers is the main thing, which has just come out on Xbox. I've been looking forward to this one for quite a while because it's a sort of weird cross between Minecraft and Kerbal Space Program. It's very, very strange. So it's sort of you can build rockets and things out of Minecraft-style blocks and then fly them around and crash them into things. So it's quite cool. We've also got some bits of news which we will be going through fairly shortly, and also our usual look at the comments that you guys have been leaving on our videos very kindly. So
Cool.
Let us know how you're doing in the comments. Let us know what we look like and what we sound like, because oh boy, has it been a difficult one today.
Lots of gremlins.
Yeah.
So many gremlins.
Tom Titherington is here, saying hi, Mike and Jane. I don't know what happened to.
Only Mike and Jane. No
Andy is
hi,
definitely
Jane.
there. You know, he's right there. But yes. Everyone says hello all. MI6 says I'm currently playing Space Engineers as we speak. So there you go. So how's everyone been getting on? What have you guys been up to? What have you been playing? Still Animal Crossing, presumably?
Yeah, pretty much just Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been quite a lot of Animal Crossing, but Andy's island is way, way more advanced than mine right now. Andy, tell us about it.
Pretty good. Yeah. If you've been watching Luke's Animal Crossing streams, he was over on my island this week, checking the place out. He caught a coelacanth because it was raining. But yeah, no, I'm developing it. I've started to build a archaeological dig site now.
Okay.
Up on the north part of the island. So I'm going to create like a Jurassic Park area, which is going to be cool. And this morning I made a killing on the store kit. Sold all my turnips for a cool 1.8 mil.
What was your turnip
You're a
price?
billionaire.
Yeah, I'm a billionaire now.
Billionaire.
Sorry, what's that, Mike?
What was your turnip price today?
Oh, my turnip price was garbage. I went to someone else.
Alright, but what did you sell them for?
340.
Wow.
It's not as high as I'd have liked.
Pretty good.
But
It goes as high as like
yeah.
600 from what I can tell.
Yeah. But yeah, it wasn't happening on my island.
Fair enough.
Who's buying these turnips? Like, for what? For why?
They're probably, full of heroin.
I mean, I hope that would really put a dampener on the wholesome.
Full of cocaine,
wholesome
and
spirit.
you're just like shipping. You're
Yeah.
a mule, Andy. You're a mule.
Yeah, well, okay, explain to me why a turnip is 83 bells one day and 340 the next.
Because Tom Nook sneaks in and stuffs them full of cocaine.
Okay, well, we've ruined Animal Crossing successfully.
I've been playing Animal Crossing, but also I finished Vampire the Masquerade Coteries of York.
How did you?
Very late one evening.
How did you?
I liked it.
Yeah, it's nice.
It was like choose your own vampire adventure. It's just like reading a little novella.
It's.
But I get to decide who I bite in that novella. So, yeah.
Who is in your little gang? Who is your little coterie?
The Tremere.
Right.
And the Nosferatu, who I like very much.
Oh, yeah.
I think the Nosferatu.
That's cool.
It's a very select coterie because I managed to piss off everyone else.
Fair enough.
Not many people wanted to be my vampire friend by the end of it, so
Yeah, it's good.
It was fun. I recommend it. It's like diverting. It's not very long.
Yeah.
If you're up for a bit of vampire fiction, a bit of like world building in the sort of VTM system in New York, which is very atmospheric, then yeah, check it out.
Like I said, it's a good appetizer for
it
the main film. Main game even that's coming out.
Yeah.
I did an esports.
Good primer for like this kind of plans, and every time you learn a new vampire word, it adds it to like a glossary.
Oh, yeah.
So it is like genuinely a good like primer
Yes.
for the kind of the system and the premise and the themes of VTM. Yeah.
Yeah, having it to hand I guess might be quite useful when you get into Bloodlines 2.
Wait a minute, what's a sect again? Yeah.
I did an esport this week, you guys.
Yeah, tell us about
You're a pro Overwatch player?
No, not that esport, unfortunately. It was so you might have heard of
something much less interesting.
No, much more interesting, Andy. Much more interesting and exciting. Basically, I was approached by Formula E, who are the electric racing series. So they look like F1 cars, but they're fully electric, environmentally friendly.
It's pronounced Formula.
And they invited me to join a race full of some pro sim racers and various other people. It was really, really good fun. I was on their sort of live broadcast. I had the proper commentators commentating on me and stuff, and I made a bit of a mistake on the first lap, but I had a really good battle with one of the other drivers, and it was all on the broadcast. So
can someone watch a replay of that if they would like to see you doing an esport?
It's on the Formula E YouTube channel, so they've got the entire race broadcast. I'm not in it for very long because it's a kind of battle royale elimination format, and obviously there was some very, very good
racing got a lot more brutal.
It's because they can get away with it on, like, you wouldn't want to have cars being like eliminated in real life because things would get crashy, but in video games you can do it. So that broadcast is there. I'm also going to be racing again in the same series this week, so it's on Saturday afternoon. Keep an eye out. I'll be sort of tweeting out about it and stuff.
So clear up something for me. Formula E, the E stands for electric because they're electric cars. But you did an e-sport with them where the E stands for electronic because you're not driving a real car, you're driving a video game.
Correct, yes. E squared.
Okay.
It was E squared.
E Formula E.
Okay, I think I can follow.
Anyway, and also what was really lovely was a load of people from, a load of outside Xbox viewers showed up to support me, and I really appreciated it. I did see them all in the chat going, "Go Mike," and supporting me. So that's
why you did win if you were checking.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been on my phone while I was driving. It's very, very bad.
Yeah, you'll rear-end one of the other drivers.
So should we have a look at some of our news for today?
Okay.
News for today?
Yeah. What's been going on in the world of games?
I noticed that there's a very nice-looking Cyberpunk-themed Xbox that has just been announced. It looks a bit like this. It's on screen at the moment. It's a very, very cool looking thing. It's got LEDs, it's got laser etching,
lights up.
It's got glow in the dark bits.
Isn't it a bit weird?
Sorry, go ahead.
Isn't it a bit weird bringing this out when the game isn't out for like another year now?
We'll get around to that, but let's just.
All right.
I just want to say it's the ideal console. If you wanted to be the kind of person with like a neon underlit, nitrogen-cooled PC. But didn't want to get involved in all of that. You can now have a console that looks a bit like that, but is basically on the inside just a regular Xbox One.
Yeah.
Either they've got no future scratched into the pad. I've been doing that for years.
You can do that for
now
free.
These Johnny-come-latelys turn up and are going to scratch nihilistic things into our controller.
It's a bit weird when it's being launched into an actual real-life dystopia. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone's up for that dystopian chic when everything's fine, but maybe they'll be a bit more like,
Well, it's coming out in June, so everything might be a bit finer by then.
Fingers crossed.
But like Andy says, the game itself is not due to come out until late this year, and all the smart money says it's probably going to come out later than that, isn't it?
Yeah, assuming that they've been slowed down by... I mean, it's a phenomenally ambitious game at the best of times, but we've got to assume that having everyone working from home remotely and things like that has slowed down game development across the board. So,
also, they're incredibly ambitious at CD Projekt Red and perfectionist, and I think Witcher 3 was delayed, right?
At least a couple of times, I think, probably.
At least a couple of times. Yeah. So I feel like... And also community, I think, will give them a lot of leeway because they do make incredible games and they make them right. And if they say we need more time, I don't think anyone's going to argue with that. So
it's not like it's not going to sell a bajillion copies whenever it comes out.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So it's funny, you could own a Cyberpunk 2077 Xbox One and then not play the game for 6 months? More than that,
potentially, more. Also, I mean, I guess the other big question is whether the next-gen consoles are going to come out. Like, this is clearly launching in June because they arranged the production of it back in like last year or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, they'll have had the manufacturing and all that stuff. Yeah. So that will be something that they can't really stop. And they're like, well, we might as well sell it. There's no point having them sitting in warehouses for however long. But the next gen consoles are presumably not as far along as a custom Xbox One X. So Like, there's definitely a chance that we won't see the new consoles this year because of this sort of lockdown thing, and because of manufacturing and logistics and all those really tedious things that stop consoles from arriving outside your front door on launch day, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, speaking of selling a bajillion copies, by the way, just aside, did you see that Animal Crossing New Horizons sold more at US launch than any Mario or Zelda since records began?
I know, it's bananas. I also saw a news story that said in Japan, for instance, where the demand is so high that, and I'm not fully clear, but apparently the demand is so high that it's also created a demand for the 3DS Animal Crossing.
What?
I.e. Animal Crossing New Leaf. Was it New Leaf? I think on the 3DS.
New Leaf, yeah.
Yeah, but I think that actually might be more a case of like nostalgia for wanting to play both games, because you can buy a digital copy of it. Like, you don't have
Yeah.
no scarcity when it's like available as a digital game. So if the price of like Animal Crossing New Leaf is going up, then presumably it's just like a nice halo of everyone's enjoying Animal Crossing so much they're like, what if played it on a? Oh, yeah, I suppose it could be a hardware shortage. You know, people aren't able to get hold of new Switches, but they do
dug out my
Nintendo 3DS.
I dug out my old Nintendo DS.
Right.
So for the 3DS the other day, and fired up the Animal game on it,
Yeah.
and it did not look as good as I remember.
Oh,
I was like, wow, this is unplayable. So
yeah, in my mind it looks exactly the same as New Horizons, you know, in that way that all games, you know, kind of retroactively upgrade them quickly to however the new iteration looks. Yeah. In my mind, Halo 1 looks like Halo 5.
Yeah, we were talking the other day about how good it would be if Cyberpunk were out now. Like, because it's such a massive game, and everyone's got all this free time.
That's why I'm really
you could just appear inside that. Yeah.
I'm really glad that Final Fantasy VII Remake made it out. Like, because if that had been delayed, we'd have been sitting here with none of the 3 really big RPGs we were really excited about for this period of the year. And obviously, being in lockdown, it now is definitely the time for big, substantial games that you can sink hours into. And Animal Crossing is that, obviously, and Final Fantasy VII Remake is that as well. And there's more coming to Animal Crossing, right, Andy? This is my smooth segue into the next news item.
Nice.
Yes, Mike, there certainly is.
Tell us about
you wanted me to
Yes.
talk about it? All right, fine. So they just put out a trailer for the new stuff, the new events that are going to happen.
Yeah.
So there's an update that I think came out today. I had to update my game today. They're doing a thing for Earth Day in Animal Crossing. It's going to be called Nature Day.
Right.
It's running from the 23rd, which is Thursday, to 4th of May, and this guy called Leaf, who's like a sloth who runs a shrub stall, he's going to get bushes. You get different coloured bushes, and you get like Nook Miles for doing gardening-related activities, so that's fun.
Is it called Nature Day instead of Earth Day? Because canonically, this confirms Animal Crossing doesn't take place on planet Earth.
Yes, I think we can only infer it's on an alien planet.
Jane's gone full conspiracy theory.
Sentient animals. Yeah. Or it takes place in a sort of Planet of the Apes type scenario.
You'll find the Statue of Liberty buried in the beach.
One day you're digging and there's just like a and it's a Statue of Liberty in the beach. Yeah.
Oh my god, you maniacs! That would be great. That's the true end game. Crossing.
Yeah, it's not KK Slider. It's when you discover it was Earth all along.
But you can sell the Statue of Liberty for a lot of bells at Nook's Crown. So it's worth it. It's worth persevering.
What's this amazing aquariums thing I'm looking at the moment?
Oh, that's the museum. Mike.
And what?
Yeah. So
even better, wedding season's happening. What's wedding season?
Well, I don't know. It's probably something to do with weddings, I imagine. But they're adding a bunch of stuff. They're adding a pirate fox who has a boat and he deals forged art, and you can set up an art gallery in your museum.
So when's wedding season? Sorry, hold the phone. Very important. When is wedding season in Animal Crossing?
Wedding season is 1st to the 30th of June.
Okay.
And Harvey's Island, you know Harvey's Island, the rubbish
that thing.
island that no one ever wants to go to because Harvey is weird.
Yeah.
It's going to have a married couple, Reese and Cyrus, who will reward you with items for helping them arrange and take anniversary photos in his photo studio.
Wow.
Wait, so are all the animals going to pair off and get married, like a mass wedding?
Yeah, there's going to be a mass wedding. Everyone's going to get married
Vegas
to each other.
style.
Top Nook is going to preside over a mass wedding.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
He's going to start wearing white robes. Still going to get, Still going to
He's
get a bit
an
much,
ordained priest,
Oh.
is he, Tom Nook?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
well,
have you seen all this stuff about the thriving black market in Nook Miles tickets that's happening at the moment?
But
Like,
why?
there's a really good feature on Eurogamer about the sort of bizarre alternate economy that's going on in Animal Crossing around like favoured villages, because there's like 80 different villages or something.
Right.
Oh, are they trafficking villages?
Yeah, they want like the good villages, like the one who has a waistcoat and glasses. Yeah.
Like penguin thing. Yeah, gold.
People, and they've created like this whole tier list of who are the best villagers, and it's
but
like.
How do you actively like kidnap a villager just asking for information? How do you go? You go and take a villager away and have it.
If you've got someone visiting your campsite, you can invite someone over to your island, and they can talk to them and get them to come to their island. But you can be like, yeah, you can do that, but I'm going to need 800 miles tickets because that's the currency.
Right.
That's not like this. It's like cigarettes in prison. That's the currency we're talking about.
Why is that the currency and not just like bells?
Because bells are just like you can get as many bells as you want from the stock market. Really, bells have sort of become like meanings as currency, whereas Nook Miles tickets, that's the real.
Right, that's the crypto of.
Yeah, exactly. But this tier list of like villages, I was looking through it.
Yeah.
The highest one I've got is like number 38.
Whoa.
And it's O'Hare, who is my least favourite villager. Hate that guy.
Trade him.
Can you still do
they've
that?
Got like Lyman, who I love, the bodybuilding koala. He's like in the 70s. How are you going to put Lyman in tier 5?
Can you still drive people out of your like village by being mean to them? Okay.
Oh, absolutely. You can tell them to leave. You can be like, hop it.
All right.
My island. Get off.
Well, that sounds like a lot of people are spending far too much time playing Animal Crossing.
Anyway, I'm excited for the art stuff. I want the art forger Fox to turn up in his pirate ship and sell me forged art.
He sounds great. And Museum Day sounds cool. I like museums.
It looked impressive.
The one they should get in is, Brewster, the coffee shop running pin.
Oh yeah, I remember Brewster.
From New Leaf and the previous games. Yeah, they want to get Brewster in. Brewster's great. Next thing, bring in Brewster.
That was one of the things they were saying in that trailer, right? They're adding villagers, but is it just Leaf or is it others as well?
Oh yeah, I mean the fox and the married couple who llamas,
right.
maybe.
So they count as new sort of villagers as well.
They're not actually villagers. They're just like they turn up in the town square and body.
I see. And finally, final bit of news is about a Seinfeld point-and-click game, which doesn't exist yet, but some people would like it to exist, and they've made a really elaborate trailer that I'm going to play now.
Yeah. It's a proof of concept.
Yeah.
For what? So Seinfeld was a brilliant sitcom.
Right.
I don't. You've seen it?
No.
Okay. Well, Seinfeld was really good, and point-and-click adventure is the best genre of games.
Right.
So, does this not sound like the greatest combination of things ever?
I mean, maybe if I'd seen an episode of Seinfeld in my life, maybe. But I'll take your word for it. If it's really funny, your options there are lie, yell, and cry, which are 3 speeds as well. So.
But at least you can appreciate the art style.
Yeah, it looks cool. It looks cool. I mean, I know what Jerry Seinfeld looks like. And that does look a lot like Jerry Seinfeld. They've really captured his face and hair, and the way he tucked his shirt into his jeans. It looks great.
And he's got lots of observations about what the deal is with things, like airplane food.
Yeah, of course,
and, things of that nature. So I just, this is something that I was very much into this week. It's just a proof of concept. I think they're saying, like, spread it around, see if there's enough enthusiasm for it, because they haven't actually approached the rights holders yet.
I feel like they've got a better chance than maybe they had previously because of the John Wick game, if that makes sense. Like, so John Wick, quite a big license handed off to like a relatively small indie development team, and they did a really good job of it. And that as a sort of proof of concept to license holders of how you can give a big license rather than to a AAA game developer who's going to sort of phone in a first-person shooter or something. Maybe give it to an indie developer who could do something really interesting with it, like the John Wick game.
Yeah, and I think that it's not like they're going to any AAA Seinfeld.
No, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's a slightly different story, but I feel like you could do with those 2 guys, and it does just seem to be 2 guys who want to build this thing. You could, in theory, assuming this gets enough traction and enough fuss is made over it, you could present the John Wick game as a proof of concept for how this can be successful and good and worthwhile.
All right, which old sitcom or TV series would you get the rights for?
I was going to say, call me when there's a Saved by the Bell point-and-click adventure.
That would be
Saved
amazing.
by the Bell point-and-click adventure.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. How is there not a Twin Peaks one? Twin Peaks would be
Because
amazing.
people don't want to buy point-and-click adventures for the most part.
I want to buy point-and-click
You
adventures.
can just play Deadly
Anyone
Premonition,
can
Andy,
play.
if you want to play a Twin Peaks game. It's exactly the
that's
same,
right.
from what I
Oh.
understand.
Worse than nothing.
I'd take an Archer point-and-click game, fully voiced and with the exact same art style. I'll have that, please.
That would be great.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I could definitely go for that. Should we see what some of our fine commenters have been saying?
Yeah, what are people saying in the comments?
Lots and lots of things. Geordie Den Hartog says, "Begone tech issues." Swings a sensor around. Nice.
Yeah.
Beth Bloom.
Yeah, we've saged the corners of the room
yeah.
now.
Yeah, we put a salt circle around the streaming box.
I've lit a joss stick. I don't know if it's going to help, but it smells nice. Beth Bloomer says, "It was my birthday yesterday and my lovely family got me a Switch. Any recommendations on must-have games other than, obviously, Animal Crossing? Any Switch recommendations, you guys?"
Yeah, Vampire the Masquerade.
Coaches of New York, yeah.
New York.
Breath of the Wild is obviously great. Mario Odyssey is obviously great. You can get all the Phoenix Wright games for the Switch, and they're really good as a portable.
Do you remember
games,
when
so
you were
recommend
doing
those.
your speech at PAX about how great the Phoenix Wright games were? I was playing
Yes,
the
I
Phoenix
do.
Wright collection on my Switch at the time, and only catching.
Were you not paying
No, I was
attention?
only catching every third word, but the game was good, so I think the message.
I was saying such good, insightful things.
I'm.
You're a fool to yourself, Mike. You've hurt yourself there. That's what you've
My
done.
recommendation is going to be Sonic Mania, which is really good fun on the Switch.
That's a good one as
Good one to play
well.
on the Switch, and you can play co-op like Sonic and Tails by just popping the controllers out, so it's a really good like local co-op game. There you go.
Do not buy Mario Party, whatever you do.
I bought Mario Party. It's great. I'm missing Mario Party. It doesn't have an online mode. I was like, ooh, Outside Extra, maybe we could play Mario Party on a live stream, and they're like, it doesn't work. It's rubbish.
Incredible.
How can that not be online? How does it not?
Because most people want to play a party game with a party, which used to, in the before
Yes.
times, mean being
in the same room.
room.
Now it means getting on a Zoom call and drinking more than you are comfortable with.
They didn't have the prescience to make it online for, Corona
No.
times. So, yeah. Speaking of drinking, I'm on a Bloody Mary this afternoon.
Very
so
nice.
this is how I get my 5 a day, because one of them is cucumber, because I don't have any celery.
Right.
And one is tomato juice, because tomatoes are a fruit and/or
And vodka's part of your.
That is two of your and vodka's made potato.
Yeah.
Potato is a vegetable.
Part of your
There you go. Three
of your
out
five,
of 5. Cheers.
Good work. I haven't started yet, but after all the tech issues, I'm certainly going to start after this.
I've still got more work to do after today, and it's going to go a lot smoother.
Lerook also says, "Wish I could be with you live, but it's 4:18 a.m. and I'm at work for a night shift and got to pay attention. We'll catch
Australia,
up later. But have a cool
then.
day."
Must
yeah.
be.
Guess so. Yeah, New Zealand actually. New Zealand.
Oh,
told
sorry.
us.
You do. Right.
Craig Nixon is a new member. Inmate Harley says, "Hi from St George's Hospital. Thanks for keeping us all entertained. You're all awesome." Wow. Well, thank you for doing your bit in the hospital, and happy to keep you
Yeah, salute
entertained.
to you. Cheers to everyone working, obviously, in healthcare.
Yeah.
We very much appreciate you while we, hang out at home and
Mad
stream
respect.
stuff. And also all the other key workers, people working in grocery stores,
Yeah.
people who are delivering things to my front door,
Yeah.
because that's the only way I get my stuff now.
Yes, indeed.
And people who are taking out bins and things like that.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Oh, you know what? Like, it confused me. Last week they changed my bin day, and now they've changed it back again. I'm having trouble working out what day it is as it stands.
What an upset.
Yeah.
What a cataclysm.
But
Yeah.
somehow I remembered today to put the bins out.
Mike is the true hero. The true hero of these
No,
nights.
the true hero is definitely the people who drag away all my rubbish. Let's be no
quite.
doubt about that.
It was a cool and good story.
It's just confusing. It's confusing because the date, I don't know what day it is. Tom Titherington says that there's a cheeky reference to Jane's promotion during 2 Point Hospital. Love you, Andy.
Oh yeah.
What?
When Jane was signing off the 2 Point Hospital stream, she was like, "Come on back on Wednesday for show of the week with me and Mike."
Well,
Stop.
Andy, I'm very tired and confused.
And
It's
full
okay,
of Bloody
Jane, I
Marys.
understand.
And full of Bloody Mary. Not full enough.
Not
But I'm
enough.
very tired and confused. I left Andy's name off, and now he'll never forgive me.
I forgive you. It's fine.
Oh, good. All right. Also, there are charity T-shirts, and I'm going to
Oh,
drop them
yeah.
into the live chat and into the description of this video. We are raising funds for NHS health workers, NHS charities here
Yeah.
in the UK, way. Obviously, it'd be better if they didn't need charity, but unfortunately, the fact is they do. So we're going to be raising funds with a Wash Your Dang Hands t-shirt, and I will drop the link in there. If you would like to be stylish and raise some charitable funds, then check it out. It's quite cute.
It looks good. Yeah, there's a couple of
retro-y design.
Couple of colorways, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, check them out. Hopefully you like it, and it's an original OX design in order to help NHS charities.
In other fundraising news, did you see how Johnny Chiodini with Dicebreaker? He not auctioned, but he raffled off a DM session with him as DM.
Yes.
For NHS fundraising. I think it was to feed NHS
hot meals for NHS workers.
Yeah. And someone won on Monday. I thought a sweet idea.
Yeah, it was very cool. I think he raised over $2,000 actually as well, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
awesome. Really cool.
Yay!
I didn't win.
Oh, well, I'm sure he'll still DM for you, Andy.
I hope so.
It's not an exclusive contract, I don't think. Tommy Meadows says turnips are full of heroin. Well, you're already selling them weed, so yeah.
That's true. I do sell a lot of weeds in that shop.
Seth Simmons says good morning from Hawaii. Wow, that's pretty good.
Hey.
Oh,
Aloha.
jealous.
Aloha.
Aloha means hello and goodbye.
Yeah.
Lissa Leo says hello. I'm listening to this stream while working and doing homework with my kids. Yeah, if school's back in session, right? Or homeschool's back in session.
Yeah.
Because Easter's
That's
over.
impressive multitasking.
Yeah,
Good job.
I don't know how you're managing to do. I can barely do one of those things at once.
I had forgotten that kids. So in the UK, I don't know if this is the same in other countries. Obviously, kids have that week after Easter off, right? Or 2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks surrounding
It's been a while
Easter.
since I went to school, but I guess I forgot that even during this lockdown, kids are observing their kind of like school holidays.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you try taking a school holiday away from a kid, you see what happens. Yeah.
I'm sure
So yeah, they went back. They went back, and everyone's like having to, get back into the homeschooling and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I've got
that.
some friends who are teachers, and they're teaching from their spare room.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, like teaching their whole class over Zoom and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's
Aw.
like they've got to keep it going, haven't they? Basically, like particularly for kids who. I think they've postponed some of the exams and stuff, haven't they? But it's still like, I mean, they're gonna have to postpone them until like October or whatever, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's really stressful for people who are maybe taking their like GCSEs or A levels next year, because like several weeks out of your routine education, like that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Really. Like, that's
coursework getting backed up and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
that's tricky.
Teachers, we can add teachers to the list of people who we appreciate at the moment, because I think obviously that education is important, and they're working under challenging circumstances as well.
Yeah. I hadn't thought about the teachers who are still teaching from home. Yeah, of course.
The kid Adrian says, I never get to watch live, but I got a day off from work today, and this is a huge treat. Can't speak for everyone, but for me, this show is the highlight of my week. Well, thank you.
Oh,
thank you,
that's
and
awesome.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, and happy to provide it.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
worth all that tangling with the technical
Yes,
issues.
it makes it all worthwhile. Scoop Moose says #not last, which is my thing for when I don't finish last in a motor race. And I didn't finish last.
Oh, is that your motto?
Yeah.
Is that what they're going to put on your car?
Yeah, #not last. Yeah.
That's nice. Do you remember when we went go-karting?
Yes, I do remember that actually. Yeah, and I was punted off the road by Martin Robinson of Eurogamer. I'm going to name and shame. And I did finish #last, so that was bad. But that's when
It was all Martin Robinson.
It was. But that's when my steely resolve to never finish last ever again came from.
That day.
It was like an anime. I was like,
again.
never again. And then I went Super Saiyan.
When you get into the Netflix F1 documentary series, Mike.
Yes.
They have that pilot cam, that kind of close up on the cock.
Yeah.
And then they can put their little, like hashtags and mottos and things on the steering wheel. You can have #not last on your steering wheel.
Yeah.
So that the helmet cam is like.
You always see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my brand now.
And you can go Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
I'm leaning out of shot slightly so I can add this T-shirt to the description.
Oh yes,
Hang on.
definitely do that. While you do that, I will read a comment from Patrick Long, who says, no future seems appropriate given that the console is being made redundant by the next generation. Ouch.
No future for
the Xbox One X. I wonder if they had it scheduled for the original release date, which was...
I thought you were going to say for the original Xbox.
No. But, like, Cyberpunk originally supposed to come out in February, right? So maybe they were originally planning. They had this console manufactured for then, and they've been sitting on it for a while already.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably what happened, and now they're like, well, we're not going to sit on it until next year, so just I don't know, June.
That'll do.
Because it still sort of counts as like a marketing beat. They're like, everyone's talking about Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, just throw the console out there or something. We've got to give them something.
Comment from.
I still want it. Don't get me wrong.
Of course,
like, the game may not be out. Well, it's in and of itself a very cool Xbox.
It does.
You see that trailer had such badass music.
Yeah.
And it's got all this cool stuff written on it, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks like it fell out of a 1980s sci-fi movie, which is exactly what I want, basically, from all of my.
We don't know how much it actually costs yet, do we?
No.
So
they don't tend to. Those limited edition consoles, they don't tend to put them out for much more than the normal price of an Xbox One X or whatever.
But this one is so fancy.
Yeah.
It's got light up stuff.
I've got one of those R2D2 Xbox 360s
really?
that
There
when
it
you
is.
press the button, it makes the R2D2 sound.
What? That's probably worth something, Andy.
Yeah, it's worth something to me.
Oh.
Because
Didn't
it's
it come with like a gold
C3PO controller.
Like the gaudiest Xbox controller ever constructed.
It was great.
But
It was really
I
good.
think the Cyberpunk one, they've made like 45,000 of them or something like that. So I think they're expecting them to sell. They're not like super duper limited edition, but obviously if you want one, you're gonna have to battle for it, pre-order it or whatever.
I think they go.
Limited in the technical sense, in the literal sense of we're not making more than 44,000 of them. Yeah.
Yes.
Meat Butt says,
Okay.
I'm just waiting for a Morton Joe face mask to become socially acceptable. Meat Butt sounds like the name of a Mad Max character, so.
I mean, aren't all butts made of meat when you think
True.
about it?
Robot butts.
Oh no, that's true. Not robot butts.
Did you consider robot butts, Jane?
I hadn't considered robot butts.
As usual.
In Morton Joe face masks, in the before times, there was someone who used to work out at my gym wearing one of those like altitude training masks.
One that restricts
They
your
look a
breathing.
little bit like Immortan Joe masks.
It's a bold look, I would say, the Immortan Joe look. I think, probably maybe one to practice in the safety of your own home first, before you like post-lockdown stride out into the world dressed as Immortan Joe, with all the nudity that entails.
Oh, I was thinking it would be a pre-lockdown thing, where like it's your version of like a personal protective device.
I saw a picture of it's like a special effects artist who'd made a mask which is like looked like his actual mouth, but it had a sort of a huge filter sticking out of his mouth, and it was like flesh tone but with a filter.
That's terrifying.
It was horrible. Yeah, it was horrifying.
Jeez.
Don't wear that out and about.
I was like, that's funny, but don't wear it out and about.
Yeah. People are struggling enough without seeing that.
Yeah, well done you. Don't wear it.
Do you know what's the opposite of being isolated in your home? Being in space. Being in space. That's as far away from your home as you can get.
Oh, okay.
Still pretty isolated.
Yeah, but you're not in your home.
Okay.
Is my reasoning. I thought we'd talk about space engineers. How about that?
Yeah,
how do you feel about that?
space
Why not?
engineers.
I've got a bit of footage of it first, and then we've got a challenge a bit later on, which I'll explain as we go
We're
on.
actually going to play it together.
We
The
are.
three of us. We can play space engineers.
Well, I don't know if Andy can because of those dang technical gremlins.
The gremlins. Okay, so it's just
Yes,
going to
the
be me and Mike
technical gremlins.
playing.
There's been some internet issues
Yeah,
regarding my Xbox over here.
Andy's got internet issues. It's
Yeah.
gremlins, But Mike and I are going to play space
Yeah, we'll
engineers.
play a little bit.
There's only enough internet for two people to play space engineers.
I've been playing some earlier today, so have you, Mike. Right?
Yeah,
And
absolutely. So the footage on screen at the moment is of the sort of prologue thing, which is a bit strange. I didn't realise this game had a sort of narrative.
Campaign.
Yeah, or campaign.
But you know what? I played through that campaign, and it's so short. It's basically a movement tutorial.
Right.
It's basically like, here's how you jump.
Yeah.
Here's how you press the door.
Here's how your
button.
jetpack works.
And if you thought you had any idea of how to play Space Engineers from finishing the campaign, then man, are you wrong? And also, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, great, I finished mission 5 of the tutorial campaign. I suppose I'm an expert at Space Engineers now. And then I went into like the creative sandbox mode, and I was like,
I have no idea what I'm doing.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
I like I said, I was kind of surprised there was this stuff at all, because the creative stuff was the main draw for me. Certainly, I mean, this game's been out on PC for like 6 years or something in some form or another, and they announced it for Xbox. I feel like it was an E3 like 2015 or 2016, so it's been in the works for so long, and now it is here. But like you say, it's got the most complicated control system I've seen since Kerbal Space Program. It's all holding bumpers and clicking sticks in, and then holding combinations of bumpers and buttons, and it's just
what happens when you adapt a PC game for the console, right? And you don't have a keyboard anymore, so you're like, there's literally like 3 button combos where it's like hold this bumper and this trigger or this space bar, something like that. So
whereas on a keyboard it would be like press Q or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. It looks really worthwhile. Don't get me wrong. Like mastering the button combos looks worthwhile because some of the stuff in the kind of trailer, in the community hub.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of like community designs and stuff like that. Looks amazing because it's not just like building spaceships; it's building space stations and space elevators.
Yeah,
and
it's
kinds of space stuff.
What is the point of it?
It's basically, like I said, it's sort of like Minecraft crossed with Kerbal Space Program. So it's about construction and building things and creativity. There is a survival mode, and it does have like weapons and guns, which is a bit strange as well. But predominantly, it's about sort of creating structures. But the difference between it and Minecraft is that these structures all have kind of physical properties. So if you build a sort of spaceship and you attach thrusters to it, the thrusters factor into how it can move and things like that. So
yeah, we saw how that went in Kerbal Space
Yeah,
Program.
well, you're going to see some of how it went in a minute in this game. So this is me now in creative mode, the footage you can see here, and it's got a really, really strange system where you've got to kind of build things from the ground up. So if you want to build a spaceship, you kind of have to build stuff on the bottom first. Otherwise, it won't let you kind of slot it in afterwards. So you have to have a really clear idea of what you're building before you go in and start building it, because otherwise you'll have missed a bit and then you won't be able to build it. I tried to build some rockets and things like that, but it turned out the easiest thing for me to make that I could move around in was a sort of a spaceship, not like a vertical one like a rocket, but kind of a sort of lander basically. So this is me building it here. You build the kind of the landing gear, and then you attach a sort of cockpit, and as long as things are attached, they can kind of interact with each other. So that cockpit will control whatever I attach to it as long as it's powered up. So what I'm adding at the moment is a reactor, and as long as the reactor's plugged into other bits, it will power the entire ship. So it's sort of like it is a bit like Lego. Do you remember those old like electric Lego bricks you could get where you put the batteries in, and as long as you all connected it all up, it all worked perfectly. So the power is fairly straightforward, but you get into some really weird stuff later on when you start adding fuel tanks and things like that, because you've got to do all the plumbing, so you've got to like pipe things around, and if you have built something where there's not an obvious route sort of through the fuselage of the ship, you have to then build these like really ungainly sort of pipes around the outside and connect things up, and you'll see a bit of that in a moment. But so at the moment in this footage I'm just adding a hydrogen tank. So there are different types of boosters. There's kind of the big hydrogen boosters, which are things that will allow you to escape the atmosphere and things like that, and then there's kind of ion thrusters, which are more for sort of attitude adjustments and things in space. But really, like I said, it's realistic insofar as if you only put a load of thrusters on the bottom, you can't steer the damn thing, you know. And it's the same as Kerbal Space Program in that regard. When we played Kerbal, and that was one of my favourite Let's Plays we've ever done because it was just so ludicrous.
Did you add a gyroscopic control?
I did,
as well as a cockpit.
Yes, you can add a gyro, which gives it a bit more gives you a bit more control.
Stability,
basically.
right?
Yes.
How's your pitch and your yaw? How's your yaw, Mike? Did you even consider the yaw?
My yaw was all over the place, Andy.
My yaw was on the floor.
Yes. So I'm adding the little ion thrusters now to try and add a degree of control. So this was the first spaceship I built.
Why are you talking like you're not going to just detonate the first thing?
We'll see, Andy. There's a chance it might work. I've done everything right. Let's see how it goes. Okay, yeah. So it has detonated on the launch pad. All right, so my second attempt, and my mission here was, I sort of took inspiration from the Matt Damon film The Martian. So I'm on Mars, and I'm trying to escape Mars, basically, by building a spaceship. So this time I thought I'd kind of hang the end of the spaceship off the back, because I didn't really put any thrusters underneath it, and then I didn't have room to put thrusters underneath it. So what I did was, I sort of half-built the spaceship off a precipice, and started adding the big boosters at the bottom. So now, as you can see, I've got two really, really big boosters at the bottom, but what you might have noticed is that they're not fired up, and that's because I haven't done my plumbing. So the next thing is to get the gas from the hydrogen tank. So I try and get in, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't move. I'm just sitting in the cockpit like an absolute lemon. And
this is why they don't let people with no training build rockets.
It's true. It's true. If I was in the Martian, I'd be dead immediately.
Quite complicated, it turns out.
But it
is rocket science.
It is actual rocket science. Yeah. So this is me doing the little pipe work around the side. So this is the level of detail. Like everything, because everything's physically recreated, and they describe it as like volumetric physics, and I assume that means like gases and liquids and all sorts of stuff are also like represented. So yeah, if you want the fuel to come from your fuel tank and it's not attached properly, you have to build these little pipe mania pipes around the side, which are also fragile. So if you scrub one of those off against a space station, then it will stop feeding fuel to your thrusters and you'll lose control. So it's like fabulously complicated, and that's reflected in the ludicrous control scheme essentially. So here I am, like hooking up my thrusters. It's about to work. This is it. This is the moment of truth. As I get those last slots in, everything goes green, as far as I remember. And then, yeah, you can see the little glow of my thrusters underneath. So that means it's ready to go, guys. And I'm sure this second spaceship I've created will be far more successful than the first one. So here I am. I'm jumping into the cockpit. And once you get into the cockpit, it's like your jetpack controls, basically. And as long as you've got all the different attitude adjustments and stuff right, you can fly it just like your jetpack. So I'm up in the air now. I can't believe
when you say attitude adjustment, you don't mean John Cena's finish.
No, I don't. Yeah. So I've managed to get up in the air, tilted it forward, and now I don't really know how to untilt it. I think I may have missed a thruster at some point. So I'm sort of listing, and now I'm accelerating, and I've got no control over what's happening, and I'm about to, I think, slam into the ground. Yeah, there we go. There's me slamming into the ground. I've bailed out.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, that's the wreckage of ship number 2. But the good news is, everyone, is that I tried a third time. I've built a ship. I've not tested it yet, but I thought what I might do is invite Jane into the game to help me test.
I mean, of the two of us, Jane is the one with a degree in
Yes, exactly. So she'll be able to give me some pointers. So there's just a little bit of footage here while Jane joins my game of space engineers. She's just jumping in now. So this is the building of my new Mark III Space Wrecker 9000, which is what I've called it.
Nice.
I'm just adding the seating here, which is it's sort of outboard seating. So I'm obviously safe in the cockpit, but the passenger seats are sort of just at the back near the engines. So there you go. There's the second seat. There was a seat for you,
so
Andy.
I'm going to be sat directly over the engine.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Well, it'll be warm because you're not in a cockpit, so you're going to need some warmth in the cold of space. So yeah, that's your.
So it's all that gamma radiation is going to keep my thighs warm.
Exactly. Yeah. Also, the fuel is going past you, so try not to breathe in. But you're in the vacuum of space. You can't possibly breathe in. Don't forget to put your helmet up, by the way, or down even, because in this game you can go into space and open your helmet, and it's bad. Things go badly wrong. So there you go, 3 big thrusters on the back. It's a good look. It's a strong look there. It looks a bit flimsy. I think I've made the reactor a load-bearing element of the design, which is maybe a bad idea, because if that goes, everything goes, I think, pretty much. And then, yeah, just a cheap bit of piping here to get my fuel to my thrusters. Past your head, basically, is where the fuel's going to be flowing. Yeah. So
I appear to be on Mars.
We are on Mars.
But I'm a long way from you.
Oh, are you?
I'm making my way to your facility.
Well, you do that for a few minutes, and I'll...
The problem if you get the thing working and then you go through an event horizon and it's like the movie Event Horizon.
I mean, anything that results in the events of the movie Event Horizon is a bad thing, because...
I just want to put it out there as a possibility, just so you're aware.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, now that's all I can think about is Sam Neill with no eyes. It's horrible. So there you go. Look, engine's fired up. That's what it looks like.
Where are you, Mike? I'm lost on Mars.
You're lost on Mars. Let me see if I can find you.
Where are you?
When Andy spawned in earlier, before Gremlins.
Yeah. I found the wreckage of a ship. I found a burning pile of debris.
Yeah, that's there you go. That's you. There you are, Jane.
When I spawned in earlier, I had to find you.
Yeah. So I crashed those ships as a beacon, Jane.
Oh, it's like a flag.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Yeah. So those are
fine.
some of my earlier experiments. Please don't be disconcerted by that.
All right.
Look, I'm coming over to say hello. Hello. Can you see me?
Oh, there you are. Hello.
There you go. Look, we're in space. So my.
I changed my spacesuit, so it's now yellow.
That's good.
And I'm a female astronaut in a yellow Ranger-looking costume.
I don't know what colour mine is. I think it might be blue.
Default colour.
Yeah. The performance.
Okay, hang on. I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you now.
I'm told that the slight performance issues they have are going to be fixed in a later patch.
Good. Yeah, there's a little bit of network funniness.
A little bit of jank. So this is the spaceship, Jane. What do you think?
Ooh. Oh, it's lovely.
Thank you.
Oh, look at that. Oh, it does look very Lego-like.
Yeah, I bolted it together myself.
Yeah. Oh, look at your plumbing around the back here. Look at this fucking plumbing.
Yeah, so this is the seats. Look, can you see the seat?
Wait, so it's not even covered.
Oh no.
It's not.
No,
it's like an open top.
It's a convertible. Yeah, it's a convertible spaceship.
It's a convertible spaceship.
But keep your visor down.
You feel the breeze through your hair.
Top down for a sunny day.
You're sitting in it.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in it. Look, there we go.
That's amazing. All right, should we?
It's a bit like a Y-wing.
Yeah, it does a bit. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Right.
Should we try a test flight then?
Yeah, let's try a test flight.
I have no idea how this is going to go.
And there's an empty seat here that would have been your seat.
Do you have no idea?
I've got absolute idea. Okay, I've gone to the external camera. Okay.
Space wrecker.
Landing gears unlocked. Oh, we're up. We are up.
Space wrecker.
How do I? Oh, I can adjust. Yeah, I have steering. Yes, we're escaping Mars. How does it look from your passenger seat?
Oh, it looks beautiful. I can see space. I can see your shoulders.
Should we do a loop?
Do a loop.
Look at that!
Don't crash it.
I went into a menu I didn't mean to. All right.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Let's just point at the stars.
Oh, so beautiful. They should have sent a poet. Let's head out there. Now, if I were to jump out of this passenger seat, given that I am completely exposed to the vacuum of space,
yes.
could I use my jetpack to kind of fly alongside the ship?
I don't know, Jane. You're the physicist. What do you reckon?
Let's find out. My jetpack wasn't on, so that was a problem. Don't go anywhere. Hang on, I'm gonna fly around to the front of the ship to see you.
Shall I try and throttle back a bit? Oh, there you go.
No, stay perfectly still. Stay perfectly
Oh my
still.
God.
Look.
Yeah, I can see you.
Yeah.
Can you get back into your seat from there?
Oh, that's a great question. Hang on. Come on, Jane, get back in your seat. Oh no. I'm donking off the ship. I'm just kind of bumping lightly off the... I'm going to burn up on the thrusters.
No, don't do that.
No.
That seems like a bad idea.
I got this. Oh, between the ship movement and the network issues, this is quite the challenge.
I'm sure Matt Damon had to deal with network issues as well.
Yeah. You guys have done way better than Matt Damon.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. The ship's kind of drifting away from me now.
Okay. Do you want me to swing it back round?
Potatoes.
Yeah, swing it back around. I can just like grab onto the nose cone, and then get burnt up on the thrusters.
How's that looking?
Oh no! It looks amazing. Don't get me wrong. It looks brilliant. I'm just trying to get myself back into my passenger seat.
You're like a fly that's just bothering the spaceship. It's really funny.
Come on. All right. Hold still.
Yes.
Yes. I'm back in the passenger seat.
It's like an interstellar carjacking.
Off we go.
Yeah.
Look at that. We're heading into space now.
Where are we going, Mike?
To the stars. To the stars.
Ad Astra.
Yes, indeed. Okay, I don't know what height do you think is an appropriate point to
1 million miles.
1 million miles. Well, we're 2 kilometers up at the moment, from what I can tell.
I appreciate that you don't have to worry about orbital mechanics or like atmospheric like stuff where you're gonna burn up, right?
No, I don't think so. No, but I guess Mars's atmosphere is quite thin as well, right? So there's not a ton of drag.
That is true.
Ooh. It's all,
what's that?
I don't know what that big flash. Oh, maybe we're in space now. Maybe network issues.
Was that the space threshold? Have we just entered
I don't
space?
know. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I noticed your fuel is very low there, Mike.
Oh, look at
your
this. I was facing completely the wrong direction. Look at that.
Look at that Earthrise or whatever it is.
Yeah.
We're on Mars, so that's, I guess, Earthrise.
Yeah, it looks quite large, but...
Nice.
All right, shall I see if I can bring this thing into land?
Yeah, do so.
Landing.
All right, okay.
Nearly out of hydrogen. If that meter in the lower right is your fuel gauge...
It is.
You're about to, you're about to crash.
Well, we'll glide in. We'll glide in, Jane. That's what the shuttle does. So...
With those big aerodynamic wings.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah,
like
I did not add any wings, I must admit.
Oh no. So we're going to aerodynamically glide winglessly onto the surface of Mars.
Just be ready
Which
to...
doesn't have any air. There's no aerodynamics.
That's a good point.
No air.
That's a good point.
Crash into Matt Damon's potatoes.
Okay.
Okay, we're heading directly downwards,
Yeah.
like nose first right now.
That's how I can
Oh,
sound.
5 foot. All right, I'm going to bail out.
Okay.
I'm going to bail out when we're a bit closer.
Save yourself,
Bail out.
Jane.
Bail out.
Oh dear.
Alright,
Oh, that's a big
How are you
accident.
doing?
That is a...
How are you doing? Are you dead?
I'm inside the wreckage of my...
Oh no, I'll save you, Mike. I'll save you from the wreckage.
I'm good. I survived it. Somehow,
Yeah, how?
I've walked away.
How on
Come and
earth?
look at what's left.
Oh
The only
my
thing
God.
that survived was my excellent
All right.
plumbing job.
Crash investigation team.
And
Oh yeah, here's your problem. You blew up.
Jane, it's a good job you bailed out because your seat has been wiped out.
Oh, this is where I would have been. My seat is. Oh no, there's one seat. That's not my seat.
Yeah, that was Andy's seat.
Andy's seat is intact. You should know.
Andy would have survived.
My seat is. I don't know, obliterated.
Yeah. Wow, what a mess. Well, that is Space Engineers. I had a lot of fun building my spaceship.
I was like the company man overseeing.
Yeah, exactly. You're
I'm like the
Bert
guy
from
in
Aliens. Yeah.
That jerk from Aliens.
Well, I'll tell you what. My favourite thing so far is.
Yeah.
And that's when I get my angle grinder out. Yeah.
Oh no! Don't angle grind me.
Angle grind. Oh, it's so fun. If you go first person and like use the angle grinder, it is.
That is my.
Fab.
You're absolutely wrecking up my
Angle
hab.
grind everything.
What about my hab?
Can we angle grind each other? Where's?
I'm here.
Hang on.
I don't know if you can angle grind me.
No, I don't think so. There's no health in sandbox mode, is
No,
there?
that's it. That's why we survived that crash.
But if you're in first person and angle grinding in Space Engineers, like they've really spent the time and attention on getting a very satisfying like noise and animation for the angle grinder. Also the drill and also the welding tool. The welding tool is very satisfying. Yeah.
Let me get. I've got my angle grinder out then. Go on then.
Angle grinder. Also, there's a rifle. I think the rifle is on the down and the D-pad. So you can shoot each other if you so wish.
But that's not the engineer way, Jane. Engineers are
No.
about fixing things rather than putting holes in things.
That's one of the dark disciplines of engineering, is shooting each other with the software.
All right. Well, that was Space Engineers. Really good fun.
All right, I'm gonna end the rest of my explanation.
You do that.
Sounds good.
All right. Cool.
Have some more comments,
Yeah,
and then we can move on to the YouTube
let's have a look
comments.
at some comments. Yes. Yeah, I think Space Engineers is very difficult to get to grips with, but it does reward it once you work out what all those controls are, because you can get some fun stuff. Angel Beat says shrubs, high wave shrubbery. Tells you. I think that's a reference to the addition of bushes and things in Animal Crossing. Is that right?
Either that or it's just mad at shrubs.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, could be.
Zanzibar White has a question about next gen and says, has the backwards compatibility been confirmed for discs or digital or both, or are there going to be an expansion of PS Now and the Xbox equivalent? I believe both Microsoft and Sony have confirmed that disc and digital backwards compatibility is going to work on the new ones. I think with the Xbox it's going to be even more seamless, because I think just anything that runs on your Xbox One X or Xbox One or Xbox One S will run on the Series X. They will probably add more backwards compatibility stuff as well. Sony are kind of a bit newer to the backwards compatibility games, so they've announced that they will have a selection of games. Most of the most popular PS4 titles will be backwards compatible, plus some other stuff. So yeah, I think it sounds good. It sounds good if you're looking to be able to play your older games, maybe even with a bit of a graphical upgrade. It's looking good for next gen.
Will either of them run Animal Crossing?
No, you'll need your Switch for that, Andy.
No sale.
What you can do is play something else, or have something playing on your Series X and just play the Switch instead. Just leave it on a pause menu or something. Luke T7 says, at least a C+. Happy nth week of lockdown Xbox. What's the first thing you will do after this madness ends? Excited for my Dang Hands tee arriving. Oh, so Luke's ordered one of the charity t-shirts. Thank you so much, Luke.
Great.
Nice.
What's the first thing you?
I'm gonna go to a coffee shop and order a coffee.
Yeah, I've been daydreaming about a popular brand of latte that I like. Yeah, you've got, at least Andy, you've got like an espresso machine or whatever, or a latte machine in your house at least. I don't even have that. I'm on like the instant stuff.
Sorry to hear it. Must be awful.
Pistachio Cherry says, Andy, you probably have the egg prizes in Pocket Camp. Festival rides your villagers could use. Not sure why they didn't do the same for New Horizons. That's all Animal Crossing.
In Pocket Camp, they've got tons of like fairground rides that your villagers ride in Pocket Camp, whereas in New Horizons you can get teacup rides, but you can't actually get in them, and no one rides in them, and they're just a bit sort of weird in there.
That sounds bad.
It's a shame. Yeah, it's a shame. New update, fairground rides.
Mr.
Water park, new update, water park.
That'd be good.
Water
Yeah.
parks, yes.
Mr. X No Name 04 says, I'm glad to see Andy is back. I didn't like that other guy.
What? Oh, the beard.
10,
right.
Yeah, 10 years ago, Andy.
How's the beard going?
How's the beard going?
Yeah.
It's coming in.
Yeah.
It's getting there.
Yep.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
Maria says, for anyone into point and click, absolutely give Kentucky Route Zero a try if you haven't yet. Southern Gothic, beautiful and delightfully weird. Yeah, they released it episodically, and I sort of decided I was going to just play it when it was all available, and then I never got around to it. So I probably should.
Yeah.
Probably should.
Thimbleweed Park was fun as well.
Yeah, that was a kind of like.
I think it's on. Game
Pass.
on Game
Yeah,
Pass.
it is. Yeah. Alan Fox today.
That's very like X-Files-y Twin Peaks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and
It's
it's
like Twin Peaks point and click.
yeah, and it's Ron Gilbert, who is a Tyson of the genre. So.
Sure.
It's got that Maniac Mansion visual style, which is quite cool. Alan Fox donates. Patrick Long says Stardew Valley and Starlink are great third party. That's Switch recommendations. I thought Starlink needed plastic controller spaceships to work, but maybe they just patched that out because no one bought all the collectibles. It seemed like quite a fun
the point
game.
of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I think maybe when they probably sold 3 of them, they probably decided to just take it out, I'd imagine. So, Christopher Orth is a new member.
Hey.
Harry says, hey guys, greatly appreciating all the content in these trying times, especially the Ox Ventures. Do you think it's possible to do the road so far? Is that like a roundup sort of thing, or like how?
Sounds like
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, you could write a summation of everything we've done so far and have it narrated with like looped music.
Yeah.
That would be
I guess
cool.
we'll look into that for people who maybe haven't seen them all and want to catch up with what we've been up to in our many
What if we did it as a kind of memory test? What if we streamed it and it's like, okay, we're going to run
like
through.
A quiz, yeah.
We're going to run through 2 years of Oxventure backstory. Yeah, maybe something like that.
That's fine, but
I think
I inhabit my character so much that when I come back out of it, I just have no memory of what happened.
Sure,
But
inhabit
you
your character.
do you get the memory back when you re-inhabit that character?
Don't know, maybe I'll have to go method. Is that what you're saying, Jane? Go method for the quiz.
I'm saying when you open it, do you remember everything that's happened, or do you just forget everything, wipe clean every
I
single
think
time?
I just have a bad memory, actually. What else have we got? Lucas Petrie says, love you all, love that you support charities like the NHS with your merch. Yeah, the NHS related charities certainly. Bought 2 of the Wash Your Dang Hands shirts already. Wow, 2 of them. So both styles.
Both colours, yeah.
Cute.
Kaizura Darklight.
I bought the blue one. I've got that
Yeah,
coming.
the blue one looks good. Kaizura Darklight says, hello all, just played Ark Survival Evolved for the first time and I died after the first day. I think Minecraft is more my speed. I never got on with Ark Survival Evolved.
I think one day is pretty
good.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, absolutely.
I died so much in that game and I had no idea why. I don't think Space Engine is...
Oh, I have no idea why. It was being murdered by other players.
there is that, yeah.
I kind of wanted to try, in terms of survival games, I sort of wanted to try that Stranded Deep.
Yes, yeah, which is...
It looks like Animal Crossing if it was like a tropical island survival game or something. You just get washed up on a tropical island and you have to build like a plane out of coconut shells or something.
It looks like Far Cry but without any of the pirates or bandits and the island is tiny, so... It's beautiful.
That just came out. That just came out on Tuesday, I think, on Xbox One. But it's been out on, obviously on Steam for a
well,
while.
maybe we'll play it next week.
Maybe.
Stephen Larson says, "Love the channel, guys. I've binged all of your videos over the last year. Wow, you should have saved some for the lockdown." No, thank you so much for watching our stuff. We really appreciate it. Dodger5277 says, "Took the advice last week and have a cleaner house." Okay, I can't even remember what advice we dished out.
That doesn't sound like the kind of advice we would
No,
give.
it doesn't.
Is it?
It doesn't at all. Gentleman Drill says, "Oh, just Jane and Mike again. Poor Andy, he always gets left out."
Yeah.
Sad, really. I don't know.
Yeah. Zymis says, "Can we get a Mike playthrough of Factorio?" I have no idea what Factorio is. No idea.
I've not heard of that.
Yeah, we'll check it out. We'll have a look. Maybe. Maybe. Mabel says, good midnight. It's currently April 23rd, 1:05 a.m. in Singapore, and it's officially my birthday. Thank you guys for always bringing me so much joy with your everything. Much love from Singapore. Much love to Singapore. I hope you're staying safe out there as well.
Yeah, happy birthday. If you're in lockdown, then may I be the first to do a IOU birthday coupon, good for one birthday after lockdown finishes.
If anyone complains, just say that Jane said it was fine.
Yeah, Jane stamped, rubber stamped this birthday, IOU one birthday, says the universe.
Cool. Should we go into some of the comments from our videos this week?
Yeah, we can do clips. Are you going to play clips?
Yes, I do have clips. Yeah. I will play a clip from the first video now. Fallout 3 keeps close track of your karma as you attempt to, I don't know, attain the Buddhist transcendental state of nirvana or something. As you might have guessed, obliterating an entire town with an atom bomb is, karmically speaking, pretty much the worst thing you can do. Second only to spoiling the ending of Game of Thrones. Alright, so that was a clip from our video about game worlds that we left in a terrible, terrible mess. And specifically, that was a clip from Megaton in Fallout, which is probably one of the most sort of obvious examples of leaving a great big smoking hole in the middle of the game world. So
you don't want to actually do that, though.
I
feel like it was such an evil choice.
Yeah, someone must have. Some people do like evil playthroughs. I can never bring myself to. I'm like, right, I'll start an evil playthrough, and then I just start being nice to people again. It's really difficult.
To be fair, they did build the city around an exploded atom bomb.
Yes.
It
was a bad idea. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what?
I mean, every other direction for 100 miles, no unexploded atom bombs.
Yeah, I don't really.
It might be nice and warm. I wonder if it gives off like a really comforting
glow.
Heat. And glow that keeps them warm and safe. Yeah. Apart from all the radiation, obviously.
The reasoning in the game, because I recorded this footage, obviously, and the reasoning in the game is just that it was a bunch of people hanging around trying to get into Vault 101.
Because you reach Megaton like almost immediately,
right over the hill
after you Vault. Right,
but that doesn't explain why they decided that the bomb was the place to be. I don't know. Anyway,
well, there's that cult that worships the bomb.
Yeah.
But presumably they weren't the ones that established Megaton, right?
No.
At the start.
No, I don't think so.
We'll never know. Lost to history, especially after you blew it up.
I will say that I got the achievement for blowing up Megaton while I was recording that footage, so I clearly haven't done it either.
Now you've tainted your gamer score.
Yeah, it's one of those achievements you don't like having on your gamer card. First comment was from Brett H and says, believe me, there are worse things you can do than spoil the end of Game of Thrones, like write and produce the end of Game of Thrones.
Ouch!
Ouch!
Savage there.
Ouch indeed.
So that in response to your gag.
My comment in that clip, about it being karmically a bad thing to do to spoil popular TV shows.
Well, I mean, it is pretty bad to spoil something.
But
the end of Game of Thrones was bad, though.
Yeah, it wasn't amazing, but it was still like, it's not about how good it is, really. It's about the level of investment that people have put into it.
Yeah.
Although I heard now that George R.R. Martin is in lockdown, he's actually finishing the books.
Yes.
So
yeah,
because he's got nothing else to do.
It's true.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I read it on the internet.
The internet can't just make stuff up.
Exactly, it's got to be covered on the internet if it's not true.
I know someone who worked for a company that George R.R. Martin co-owns, and she said that that's what he was doing. He was finally doing it in lockdown.
Whoa.
Legit. Friend of a friend.
Whoa.
George R.R. Martin is finishing off his book.
Well, there you go. Sorted. All right, problem solved. Next comment.
Next comment is from just Chaos. It says Jane not mentioning 2 Point County, where she single-handedly turned their medical system into a dysfunctional shop of horrors.
Wow.
Jane,
have you ruined?
Hold up now.
Have you ruined 2 Point?
2 Point County has several one-star hospitals, thanks to me and my hospital administration.
Is 1 star bad though, or is it like Michelin stars and 1 star is really good?
It's 1 out of 3 possible stars, so it's better than no possible stars, but not as good as.
That does sound a bit like a Michelin star system, because you can get multiple Michelin stars, can't you? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It could be argued that there are quite a lot of ghosts and quite a lot of mismanagement. But yeah, I mean, what can you do? You can't
manage a hospital.
It's
impossible to manage a hospital.
It's ups and downs. It's ups and downs here in 2 Point County. My hospitals I'm prouder of than others, but the one I played in on Monday, that went pretty well. We've got a world-class research department,
Nice.
R&D department in my latest hospital. I'm very proud.
But do you have any
People are smooching in it.
Do you have any corridors that don't go anywhere?
No, actually, I think layouts is one of the things that I'm okay.
Yeah. That's the thing I like most about Jane's hospitals, is there are no corridors that lead nowhere.
You've got to keep your patients guessing. Keeps them active.
Keeps them alive. Gives them something to live for.
Final comment is from Megamine09 and says, Vampire, you can devour almost any named character with their level of influence over the city affecting how much power that gives you. Even if you try to be a force for justice and only kill bad people, entire districts will fall apart literally overnight because the bad people were running a shop or a church. Now,
all right, this was an excellent suggestion. Yeah. And actually, I really went deep on the vampire research. I mean, for personal reasons, but also because this is a really excellent example of a video game world that is sort of dynamically affected by the way you play in a way that has repercussions for the game world. But actually, in order to turn the district hostile, which is what I wanted to do, you have to get quite far along in the game because it really helps. You've got like level 5 mesmerism or whatever the kind of mesmerism sort of power is, so that you can drink from everyone. Because you can't just like walk up to someone and bite them in the street. So actually, I wanted to include it, but it turned out that I would have had to play a vampire for
quite a lot of just to get the footage and things.
In order to get the footage, but unfortunately, it is. That's a real example. So yes, well done to you. You've nailed it. That's a perfect example.
Is it worth me, based on what you did play, is it worth me playing it? Because we played a bit on the channel when we had a PS4 copy, but I've just got it. It just came out on Switch like about a month ago.
Really?
I have a copy of it for Switch, so I was thinking of maybe being a fan of that sort of vampire RPG, and with Bloodlines not coming out for a little while yet, I wonder whether it would crack. But did you think it was good, what you played?
Yeah, I'm sort of tempted. I mean, the reason I didn't do it is because we had to turn that picture around in like a week. But I think it's worth the revisiting. Okay. If you're into vampires and into RPGs, and also it's got, like every game, it's got a sort of aspiration Dark Souls kind of vibe.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where you come back to an area, enemies have respawned, and the more hostile you make the area, the more kind of hardcore it gets in terms of enemies. And that was the thing I liked about it, is when you turn the districts hostile, there's wreckage burning in the street, and if you return to your mansion, it's been like looted and raided and smashed up. I really like the way the world itself, like the kind of the game art changed around you.
I think that's what this feature sort of taught me when we were looking for those examples for this list, was that not enough games do that kind of like big, significant like world consequences thing. And it's so cool and affecting when you feel like your actions have actually sort of physically changed the world around you.
I guess it's very demanding.
Yeah, of course.
Because you've had to make not just game worlds, but 2 game worlds if you want to significantly change like the environment.
Definitely. All right, should we have a look at our second video?
Yeah.
Here is a clip.
Can you see me?
Talk to Mort.
Yeah, you're behind the bar, causing mischief in your spacesuit.
Is this making the cutscene better?
Yep, it is. You're doing river dance behind her.
Don't starve on me. Might have to break some of this scrap down to parts.
Let's do this.
Hot dog. Be good to have those things off our back at long last.
Are you doing that thing where you pretend to go up and down behind the bar in an elevator and then you go down
let
the
me
steps?
just walk slowly past.
Yeah, the effect's not amazing. I've got to be honest.
Fair.
All right, so that was us. Oops, sorry about that. There we go. So that was us mucking about in Fallout 76, which was a really good time. We played a bit of this because they've added a bunch of new sort of RPG stuff, more traditional Fallout NPCs and like proper quests with narrative and storyline and things like that. But obviously, you can play it all in co-op. The only problem is that because it's a Fallout-style conversation system, and you're choosing dialogue options, and they're not voiced dialogue options, the person in co-op only gets like half the experience. Is that how you found it, Andy?
Yeah, I was just sort of watching you talk to people.
Yeah.
And just running around in circles until you finished and told me what we were doing next. I could hear like what the conversation, but I couldn't hear your lines because obviously your character isn't voiced.
Yes, of course, yeah.
So I could just hear them replying to you and trying to figure out exactly what you were saying to people. Usually it was something rude.
Yeah.
It was definitely an improvement on the last time I played Fallout 76, but I don't know if it's necessarily like essential to play, even if you are a fairly hardcore Fallout fan.
It was
that's
still
how
fun.
it works in the Elder Scrolls Online. Like you can hear NPCs talking.
Yeah.
But you're not voiced as a player character.
I guess I have different standards for a game that, like, the Elder Scrolls Online looks a bit like Skyrim, but it definitely is put through a kind of MMO filter. Do you know what I mean? It feels very much like an MMO.
No, I see what
Fallout did, I guess, quite a good job of making it feel like a Fallout game but online, but then just didn't have any of the sort of content that we were expecting. But anyway, there's some comments, the first of which is from 35 Antonio, who says, "Can't believe they added Fallout things to Fallout."
Yes, the whole point of Fallout games is like the NPCs that you meet and the weird quests that you do, and I really feel that was the stuff that was missing from Fallout 76, and now they're sort of hastily trying to put it back in, but it's not a game that's really built for that.
Yeah,
now at this point,
it feels quite like they're really shoehorning in some fairly complex stuff. I mean, it's taken them like a year and a half to really address this stuff.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it's all free, so if you already bought the game and you've already got it, it's well worth having a look at. But I can't imagine it's going to bring new people to Fallout 76 in the way that maybe they're hoping.
It's weird because like the previous Fallout games, the whole point of them is that you're kind of a lonely character, you're like the lone wanderer or the sole survivor. But this Fallout game feels like way lonelier than those previous Fallout games because there's no one really to talk to, and all the people you come across in the wild just sort of or the other players that you come across, you don't really chat to them. No. They either kill you or they just run off and do their own thing, and it just feels quite like isolated and lonely, which was sort of the point of previous Fallout games, but it didn't feel like that.
This stuff does improve it, and I think although you can play it in co-op, and obviously that's co-op Fallout is what sounds brilliant on paper, but I think actually the way to play this Fallout 76 stuff is just to log in by yourself and just go through it as a sort of single player Fallout quest. It's got some good writing, some good like interesting objectives and things like that. But I think actually it was a lesser experience, certainly for Andy, playing it that way than if he just logged in and played it single player himself. Well, not single player, but on his own. Second comment is from Voltzoen, says, "Mike, I have chowed down on a raw wolf in front of him. Me, now that's a power move. Mike, I've contracted dysentery in front of him. Me, oh dear." Yeah, this wasn't my finest moment, I would say. I was trying to get like healthy and ready for a fight, and I ate a load of raw wolf meat, and I forgot that you have diseases and mutations and all sorts in Fallout, and I got dysentery, at which point I became extremely dehydrated and also began to lose health.
I would argue it's more of a power move to contract dysentery in front of him.
What, and just completely unload there in front of him?
It's like, who are you trying to get crazy with? Don't know, I'm loco. I'll eat this wolf and get dysentery.
I'll do it.
Well, that was part one of my plan, was exactly that. Like, can you imagine if someone was just eating raw wolf in front of you? It'd be terrifying. But then...
Yes.
I'd probably, if I ate a raw wolf in front of me and then contracted dysentery, I would probably say I'd give them whatever they wanted to get them out of them.
Yeah. We won the fight anyway. We got what we came for, certainly. And yeah, it was a successful mission all in all, but I don't know if I ever cured the dysentery. So, but it's fine because I'm probably, let's be honest, never going to log into that game again. Next comment. Andy McP says, "Saturday Xbox upload really threw me. What month is it even?" I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Confusing, right?
It's like the bin
So
day.
to be clear, for context, this Fallout 76 video went up on Saturday.
Yes.
is unusual for Outside Xbox. We very rarely publish stuff.
I don't think we can underestimate the channel's capacity to mark time for people. And I think we have a responsibility to not upload on Saturday in case it confuses everyone, including me.
Fair
Okay.
Fair
So we
enough.
need to get more like day focused. So
Yeah.
it should be show of the Wednesday.
Show of the Wednesday.
Yeah, show of the Wednesday.
Oxventure of the Friday.
Yeah, Oxventure of the alternate Friday.
The every other Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, what have we got? Because that was the last comment. What we got coming up on the channel? Let's tell people.
Yeah. So we have a feature going up tomorrow, a 7 Thursdays feature. About what is it about? I've completely forgotten.
Geniuses who were killed by their own
That's
stupidity.
right. That's right. It's a
So-called geniuses killed by their own
So-called
stupidity.
geniuses. Yeah, so that's a
With
fun
their
one.
hubris
Yeah.
and their dumbness.
Yeah.
Expect the word hubris a lot. So
They
that's
did.
fun.
They did the job
My
for
favourite,
you.
one of my favourites, yeah.
Hubris is a great word. And then on Friday, I don't know what we've got on Friday.
We'll come up with something, I'm sure.
TBC.
TBC.
Yeah.
We were,
probably
thinking
play a
of
video
playing, we were thinking of playing more totally reliable delivery simulator.
Yeah,
Service,
that'd be fun.
delivery service.
Would you
So that
like to
was
see
really
us play
fun.
more of that? The chat?
Yeah,
Tell
we
us.
played that in Show of the Week. Was it last week? Was it last year? Was it
2 weeks ago. Vampire
Could've
last
been-
week.
time?
2
There
weeks
we go. There we go. Okay, so we can play more totally reliable delivery service.
Yeah, I feel like
Um,
15 minutes on Show of the Week Live was not enough of that amazing game.
Of that
so
content. Yeah, that's true. It was quite a lot of fun, wasn't it? Yeah. So
we'll,
maybe
we'll
something
work
else.
something out. Either that or a live stream of some sort. I'm sure we'll find something to play.
What could we stream? Andy, you've not streamed stuff for a while. You could
Yeah.
stream it. Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, I could try and get everything working to play Red Dead. It'd be fun.
It's going to be an exciting lucky dip of something
Yeah.
coming this Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Frontier
Yeah.
Fridays,
Figure it out.
perhaps. Maybe Frontier
Friday.
Friday.
Oh, okay, I like that.
When
And then
are we going to play Atmosphere?
Oh
I don't
gosh,
know.
yeah. When
How do we
we
make
work
that
out,
happen?
I mean, given how hot this show came in on a technical thing, I'll need a bit of time to work it out. But yeah, we should totally do that. We should find.
oh, there was Bus Simulator DLC. We could play
yeah.
Bus Simulator
Jane, be
DLC.
realistic. Come on. Please, be real.
But Bus is one of my favourite. Mike was talking about some of his favourite Let's Plays, and like Bus Simulator is my favourite.
Bus Sim was
I
good.
think that has a certain delirious energy that I quite enjoy. So we could do Bus Simulator. There's some DLC that came out on Xbox recently, and it's got like the nightlife expansion.
Oh,
so I guess
nightlife.
Can you
I don't know
drive
if
your
you're thinking
bus
like
to a nightclub?
chaotic club goers to their destination or something.
All right.
Your bus
all right.
learns how to dance.
Let's have a look at some last comments before we log off.
Okay.
Just a couple, actually. Nisansa Silva says, in Fallout 4 I sided with the Institute, but wish there was a way to spare the railroad. I mean, as the director, I should have had the power. Is that bad going with the Institute, or what? I can't even remember who the goodies and the baddies are in Fallout 4.
I sided the railroad because they were the ones who wanted to the synths like people and free them from their
Yeah.
robot slavery,
And was
which seemed like the right thing to do.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, and the Institute were the ones who were pro-robot slavery. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
In all science fiction, basically the good are going to be the ones that are like humans. Robots are humans too. If your robot is very human-like, you should treat it like a human. That's
Yeah.
generally good guys, isn't it? Like that's the trope thing.
Yeah. The problem is you did have to blow up the institute, and also your son was there. But that's
Oh. Yeah, that sounds
That
great.
that is a shade of grey, isn't it?
yeah.
That does complicate things. I didn't actually finish Fallout 4, so.
Lots of support in the chat for Red Dead Redemption streams. A few hashtag Frontier Fridays. Oh, Nicholas Cross says we should do a like spike. Yeah, we should have probably done that
Yeah,
earlier. But
do that.
if you feel like you would like to do a like spike here for a successful show,
Do a
that-
countdown.
yeah, I'll do a countdown. 3,
Okay,
2, 1. Like spike.
I'm gonna do it.
Nice.
I don't know if all
Like
three
what?
of us can do it, but there we go.
Yeah, all three of us can do it, and then we get 3 likes.
Fraudulent likes.
Yeah.
Or it's like on, off, on, so at least we end up on and on. So,
Yeah.
Oh no, we get our channel deleted for fraudulent likes.
Lots of people saying Brotherhood of Steel. I don't think the Brotherhood of Steel.
Brotherhood of Steel? Those guys were fascists, man.
But they had a Zeppelin. They had a
That's
Zeppelin.
true.
Yeah, big fascist Zeppelin.
Oh, and who was their leader with the good hair? The
Paladin
dude-
Elder
Dance.
Maxon.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, one of those.
one of those guys.
Elder Maxon, and he had a good jacket, but
He had
that's
good
not
hair.
that's not enough.
Do you remember when
Andy, please.
Do you remember I got naked and punched that guy and tried to jump off the Pridwin? That was good.
I do.
The Pridwin
Yes.
is amazing. So I put that to you as a moral argument. The Pridwin is amazing, and that dude has good hair and a good
All
jacket.
right. Well, this could roll on for a while, so I think we should probably wrap things up. But thank you so much for watching Show of the Week Live. Hope you're staying safe out there. Please do come back tomorrow around this time for a brand new feature about the so-called geniuses who murked themselves. And we will see you next time.
Yes.
Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Stay safe, everyone.